Vanja, Tom Hitchcock, how are you?
I'm really well. How are you, Tom?
I can't complain. It was a blood moon last night, so I'm told. I didn't see it myself, and I feel there's something in the air with a full moon today. With some of my interactions, I don't know if you've had the same experience or not, but it's been an interesting Monday so far.
Sounds good. It's always nice sort of starting the week fresh, lots of opportunity, starting with the sort of right mindset. So I'm also glad that it's a fresh new week, to be honest.
Yeah, good. So you're a fan of Mondays then?
I am. I don't have Mondayitis. I like to start the week fresh. Let's go. It's sort of that sort of mindset. Let's do it.
Love it. Well, I like the attitude. Tell us a bit more about what you apply that good attitude to, Vanya.
Sure. So just, I guess, by way of introduction, my name is Vanja Simic. So I'm a registered nurse by training. That's my background. So I've worked in the health continuum sort of for the last 15 years. And that's in, acute, non-acute, clinical training, community engagement, facilitation, you name a role, I've probably done it in that setting. I, on a personal note, have 3 children. So 3 beautiful kids, a 6-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 6-month-old. So I am somewhat in the trenches with being in the world of baby again, but essentially on a mission to really change the way that people think about mental health and wellbeing in Australia. And that comes from a personal place. Just because, my journey hasn't been linear, and I've obviously seen a lot through the hospital space, the good, the bad, and the brave. Like there's a lot of brave stuff that goes on in hospitals. But I've really kind of seen a gap, and that's in the way that we treat physical health versus mental health, right? So Tom, someone breaks their arm, and what do? We put a cast, we rest, we take analgesia, we do all of the things, and we're really diligent. But when it comes to your mental health and wellness, I can't say that I would say that it's the same, in the sense that it's on and off. And I just think there's a gap, and I'm kind of here to bridge that gap, to normalize the conversation, and etc. Which is why I founded my company, and that's Mind Ready. So I think if your mind is ready, you're ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I agree with that. So we do a little bit in this space as well, and so you're talking things that at least resonate with myself, but I'd imagine most of the audience as well.
Yeah.
I feel mental health is a bit of a rising tide. So if we think with a business hat on, it's got the eyes on it at the moment.
Yeah.
But what I'm interested in is just more the origins of this initially. So you come through your myriad of nursing experience, but in your experience there, the mental health has been neglected.
Yeah, I mean, when I reflect on my patients, most people have comorbidities, most people have a history of something. And what I was finding more and more is that there was that history of anxiety or depression or psychosis or even suicide attempts. There was that history of, and the general nurse or the registered nurse doesn't necessarily know how to go about facilitating a conversation or caring for that patient. So from that perspective, I definitely saw a gap. Unless you were like a psych nurse, not all nurses are skilled in how to go about things.
So you identified a gap, which I agree is a gap. Was it the business mindset, or did something happen to trigger, right, I can't stand by anymore, I need to do something about this myself?
Yeah, no, Tom, it was actually a job that I had working in the psychiatry unit. So I was doing like a service improvement role and seeing it firsthand, like doing root cause analysis and reviews and talking to nurses and seeing patients in high dependency and low dependency in various parts of the system. I think that was probably my catalyst of like, I want to do more in this space. And that was years ago now. It was just a role that I'd never had, but I was very fortunate to get at the time. And that sort of started the journey.
Okay. All right. So let's fast forward to now then. You've got your business. What did you say it was called again?
So Mind Ready.
Mind Ready. I should have remembered. Tell us a bit more about its DNA and what it's trying to achieve.
Yeah, so it's looking at two core offerings. It's really providing training, to increase insights and understanding around mental health for people and for teams. Two core offerings. So the first is, trying to keep it simple, mental health first aid. I'm not sure, have you heard of mental health first aid?
We deliver it as one of our services. We love it.
There you go. So I'm preaching to the converted. So obviously certified course, teaching people how to spot the signs and symptoms of mental ill health or assisting someone in crisis. So I'm certified to do the standard course, the older person's course, and the online blended. And I just think it's a great course because it's so interactive. There's so many case studies. Each participant gets that manual. You're following the framework. And everyone should feel confident to have the conversation, right?
Yes.
Like everyone should actually have the skills to do it. And so the second offering is this thing called the LIFT project. So it's a bit different. So, mental health first aid is sort of first responder, and the LIFT is more prevention. So we don't want to get to that dark place. We want to do all the right things. So focuses on lifestyle medicine, neuroscience, and positive psychology. They're like the three key pillars to the LIFT. It's founded by a really cool guy. His name is Dr. Darren Morton. So check him out, look him up. He's a really cool, authentic guy who's a professor out of the university in Sydney, and he founded this project. So it really goes into 10 key topics.
Excuse me.
Let's
I went to go and click mute before I sneezed, but I didn't move quick enough.
So really 10 key topics, really bite-sized things that you can do to lift your mood in your life. Like what can you actually do on a day-to-day basis to feel better to feel motivated? And it's all via an LMS, all online. You can do it face-to-face as well. There's lots of options on delivery, but looking at, the brain. So how does your language impact your mood is one topic. The beauty in nature, look at all this nature behind me. Like, is there something about being in the outdoors? What does that do to you? The gut brain connection as well, sleep, the importance of sleep, giving and gratitude, your feelings. Like, it's all these topics that we know about, but we don't really know what the science is saying necessarily. So that's what you're taught. So I'm an endorsed provider of that project as well. So they're the two.
Okay, and they sort of cohabit nicely, or how's this work for the end user, I suppose?
Yeah, I feel like the mental health first aid is the beginning point. Like, when you do algae and you look at all these other things you could be doing, and we explore, meditation, yoga, or, like doing a community group. So I feel like the LIFT really looks at the lifestyle piece. So it sort of does, like, it's hand in hand, the two.
Okay. How long you had the business for?
Oh, so the LIFT is quite new. I've only been doing that sort of for the last 6 months, if you like. So it's still fresh. But with the mental health first aid, fair few years. So been doing it for about 3 years, the various offerings. But just wanting to get it out there, like not everyone knows about it. So
yeah, we do find we speak to companies about it. There's no grey areas. It's black or white. They've either heard of it or they haven't. They've either incorporated it or they haven't, and it's plug and play in that respect.
Yeah, I agree. What else can I tell you? So they're the two. The business is really at that sort of phase of, I guess, growing, getting some visibility on it, and just sharing. So that's why I thought to come on here and promote it if possible,
Okay, and I'd presume that most of your client base is Australia centric.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from Melbourne, Victoria, sort of northwest area.
Is it a Croatian name?
Yeah, it is. Good guess. I'm actually born in Croatia, speak sort of all very similar dialect, right? So former Yugoslavia, but yeah, Croatian, Serbian mix, if you like.
You still eat all the cabbage rolls and things like that?
Yeah, I do. Have you tried some? Have you tried any cuisine?
No, I like all that stuff. It's that's the beauty of Europe, isn't it? Really, you've got all these different taste points and cultures all in one small space, essentially.
Yes.
And now it's travelled. Now we make up part of the DNA of Australia.
Absolutely. So Tom, with the mental health first aid for you, like what sort of some of the feedback that you get from the course? Do people walk away feeling empowered, inspired?
I think so. So, it's not me that does it personally. We've got a team member who facilitates those, and is accredited, no different to yourself. The feedback we get is when people sign up, they're mentally one step into it anyway. Okay, so it's a bit like going to watch a movie, isn't it? You've picked it, you bought the ticket, you're going in, you're gonna enjoy it, give or take, unless it's horrendous. But if it isn't your thing and it's not on your radar, then you're not going. You're not going to sign up. You're not going to be part of it. So what I've always found, not just in that, but in everything else we do, it's all about that first step. Who takes it and how that is cultivated. You're a parent. It's the same for the kids. If they think it's their idea and what have you, then they're really into it. Like I had it with my son. He wouldn't eat all the things he should be eating for a period of time. So then I started to get him to cook, and now he eats it all because he's cooked it, he's made it, he says how delicious it is.
Continues, absolutely.
Yeah.
I also think there's a place for carers. Like I think it's one thing for people that are on their journey to recovery, but what about the people that are caring for the people that are trying to get better? And I think the Lift project is actually a really good offering because it's there to kind of motivate you and to do things to be well so that you can fill your own cup and care for that person. So I just want to shout out to carers.
Yeah, and you know what? There's a few things that are in place there because you've got the Carers Gateway, which is a very good tool for those who are probably not even financed, your family members, friends that are looking after people, what have you. But this doesn't omit those that are paid to do this as a support worker, for example, because they get emotionally attached, they're frontline, and they do what they do. We've got little things that we do to help them, as you quite rightly said. If you've got no room to take on anything else, then you can't care for others.
Absolutely. That just sort of sprung to mind. And is there anything that you do to fill your own cup? Are there any pearls of wisdom for you that really helps you to sort of be in that good place?
Yes, so there is lots of things. I suppose a lot of it comes down to really knowing yourself, because society and those around us pretty much determine how we should behave and on where we should plug ourselves in. I don't really believe that most people truly know themselves, and I think you can self-reflect and really, I don't know, well, I'm really enjoying this, or I enjoy it because I'm told I enjoy it or told I'm good at it. And then once you really understand what it is that you do like, what leaves you feeling purposeful, engaged, excited, it doesn't consume all your energy, then you've probably got something there. And so then just do what aligns, just make that's what your day-to-day is,
Yeah, absolutely. Is there that one thing for you? Like, is it running, or is it, I don't know, reading a book, or like, is there something that really brings you joy?
I to be honest with you, I actually really enjoy learning. Okay. I do like a good debate. I like to be corrected, but I'm quite hard to be corrected, which is why I like it. So if someone can give me some mental sparring, and like these podcasts, we do them for a variety of reasons. The reason we started is different to why we do it today. This is like going to university. There's always things that I take away. I come along and I write notes and what have you, and I action it, and there's follow-ups and what have you. And that I enjoy, I do that all day long and I won't get bored of that,
Yeah, I love that. Learning is you remind me of my husband in some way. He's forever learning, reading, doing. I just love running. I was that kid that did cross country, loved doing like a 15K run each year, whether it's the Melbourne Marathon or the Run for Kids, or just getting out there and moving. And I think it's so important to move your body. Like, you don't have to run, but you can just get out and stretch, do some handstands, like just move your limbs, and you'll sort of feel better for it.
Yeah, I think so. Exercise is one of those 10 things it has to be to get your body moving and doing what it's designed to be doing. I think we can get a little bit consumed to screen time, whether it's work or pleasure, and be good to distract that. We're all guilty of it. There's it's just as it is. Someone tells you there's a conversation happening about a Netflix series that everyone's talking about, you need to be involved with the conversation, you need to plug in, you know. But the running is good. I personally struggle with the running. I when I do a bit of distance, I start thinking of things to do.
Yeah.
And then after a bit further, I then forget the things I'm supposed to do, and I get annoyed. Okay, what is it I'm supposed to be doing? So, but I've done a marathon though. I did do that. Yeah. That's I do like to tick off the bucket list.
Yeah, good on you. That's huge. Well done.
It was one and only. I certainly would not be doing that again, but I've ticked it off. But have you read a book called Born to Run?
Born to run.
Yes.
Well, I feel like I was born to run in some ways. Like my body and my physique is very sort of, it's just my thing. Like, and my daughter's very similar. Like, it's just wired that way. Love it. Cool.
I highly recommend it then. Based on what you're telling me there and what you said your passions are, it takes you on a pretty good journey. True story. It really gets into the nuts and bolts of why we should run and why culturally things are how they are. I wouldn't mind hearing your feedback on that book, actually.
Okay. I've written it down. Thank you.
I've forgotten who the author is. I just did it on Audible. That works for me and my lifestyle and what have you. And it's one of those, I went a couple of chapters in and let it alone for a bit. It didn't quite catch me, but then I went back to it and loved it, you know?
Yeah. Awesome. I really love what you're doing with this opportunity to kind of come here and just have a chat as well. You know?
It's interesting you say that because we spoke briefly beforehand and I said that it's unscripted and it really has to be because people know when they're being sold to, people know their BS radars are pretty strong now. And something's articulated and structured and oh yeah, tell us about this product. So yeah, it doesn't feel right. And it's very easy just to have a conversation with a recorder. It's what makes this work for me. Yeah. You know, everything we've done is completely organic with this and it's growing and people getting exposure, they're getting some evergreen things, their families see it and they, you know, I listened to myself from a year ago and I'm taking notes on myself. It's got it in the background. Well, that's a good idea. It's my own idea. You know, it's it's nice.
No, definitely. If we can impact one person or help one person with a tip or a book or a something, I think it's time well spent. You know what I mean? There might be that one person that needs a lift and they're looking for something, whether it's something for their mum, their friend, like for a carer, for whoever. Same with the mental health first aid. So if it can help or inspire one person, I think it's worth it.
And that's exactly it. And the nice thing about something like this is you don't know who you're helping half the time. Every now and again, someone pops up somewhere in the world and says, by the way, I watched this episode, loved it. I've had it in Sydney CBD. People have stopped me now and asked me about it. Yeah.
Can I ask, Mr. Purple, why is it Mr. Purple? Like, is there a...
It came from this company, which is essentially a recruitment company. People nicknamed me Mr. Purple, so I called it this, but now it's a standalone business. You can check it out. We do lots of stuff in the NDIS, mental health, and what have you. So it's gone that route. So it's been formalized anyway. So yeah, thanks for asking. But it's really strange. This is, you know, I go to events in the NDIS space and no one knows my name. They just know Mr. Purple.
Purple, yeah. It's fascinating.
So it started off with a bit of fun, a bit of tongue in cheek, and now it's got some legs in it. So we'll see how far Mr. Purple goes.
Love it.
So tell me, as we wrap this up, then anybody listening to your story and what you're trying to achieve, they would like to make contact with you for your services or some insights into some of your learnings, what would be the best way for them to reach out?
Maybe just connect via LinkedIn, so you can just sort of find me, Vanja Simic, or send me an email. We can perhaps provide an email, my Lift project email. Reach out, don't hesitate. Happy to have a chat, have a coffee if you're in Melbourne's northwest.
Okay. All right. Well, what we do when we publish this, put your details in the comments. So it'd be easy to do. Anybody listening on Apple, Spotify, just go to YouTube and they'll see that the comments are there. So
love it. Excellent.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, thanks again for your time today. I have enjoyed that. It's been nice and very easy to communicate. And I look forward to seeing you at the other side.
Thank you. Thanks for your time, Tom.
You're welcome.